of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
It is week 42 of the podcast.
42.
Meaning of life.
Why do they like the number 42?
That's classified.
Okay, never mind.
Any more outbursts like that, and we'll have to remove you.
I apologize.
It is week 42 of the podcast, and we are joined by our host, Andrew Madman MoshPotatoes, and I am BOOTYGOD back from places. How many podcasts have I been gone for? Been a while.
Probably 100. That's just a rough estimate, though.
I think the only gaming news I have is related to Dragon Ball FighterZ, and that's just a brief reveal of a DLC character.
Who is it?
It is Broly.
I thought he was already in the game.
He is, but it is the canon Broly, the one that actually matters to the story.
So he looks like a cannon.
The one that had his movie back in January. That was in theaters. It was pretty good. I don't go to theaters often, but it was pretty good. If things didn't happen afterwards, I probably would have bought it by now, but there's been a little rift and divide in the anime community, at least in the Western. I don't want to give my money to that company that dubs it. I try to avoid advocating stealing, but with how they've been treating fans and their own quote-unquote employees / people that they consider friends, yeah, I'm just going to watch it online. I'm not going to pay for it, especially after being insulted by them. Look at this guy trying to weasel in. It really is a conspiracy week of waivers joining.
What does he think he is? A weasel? I'm okay.
You're going to die.
I'm okay, carry on.
But to give like a quick rundown, Broly is the last DLC character for the first season. I'm pretty sure there should be another season. Then maybe a second game will happen. I don't know yet. Showed some screenshots, and they gave a brief summary of like his mechanics. One of which would be, I think it's either his level 3 or his sparking. I'm pretty sure they're like the same thing. But regardless, he transforms into like the 10-foot Goliath that he can be after he launches his level 3 or sparking move or whatever. But yeah, and from what I'm seeing, he might play similar to the Broly that's currently in the game. So if you enjoy being stuck in a corner and harassed,
sounds like a good time.
And the only issue is who will be voicing him in the English dub, since, like I said earlier, some things happened with the company that dubbed the movie. And the voice actor is currently under fire still, so we don't know if he's going to be voicing Broly, if they're going to find someone else. Maybe Toei will drop like the hammer and say, who cares what he did? He's a fan favorite, pick him up and use him.
What he did or what he's accused of?
Yeah, I probably should have picked my words better. I'm zoning out because I'm tired from work. But what he's accused of.
Okay, just making sure.
They did go to court, but the judge was awful. There was so much evidence that he just threw to the side, didn't even care about. I was like, imagine me giving you like an important file and they say, oh, read this. And you're like, okay, but probably like 5 seconds later, you just like, you're like, nope, throw it out the window or something, or like burn it. Pretty much an somewhat over-exaggerated occurrence. Now he's appealing it. Hopefully it goes through and he wins, because I've seen both sides. And I gotta say, those accusations are not lining up. Even one witnesses came out and said, or accused witness said, yeah, I don't remember this happening. I don't remember this, like any of this. Hopefully he gets through it. It's pretty stressful.
I'd say so.
I mean, the accusations are pretty awful. I don't know if I can. I know YouTube's been easing up on the whole what you can and can't say regarding demonetization, but I don't know if I can really talk about it in a little more depth without getting your video hit or something. Let's just say he's getting hit with accused assault charges.
Capcom said that they are willing to revive old dormant IPs. So we already know Resident Evil 3 remake is like 99% happening, but this got Dino Crisis fans very excited. People want Dino Crisis to come back.
Dude, Dino Crisis is really good. To give you a brief comparison, you remember the Hunters very clearly from Resident Evil, right?
The hunters?
Yeah, like the lizards that are like really annoying and hard to
Oh,
kill.
yeah.
Put them in Dino Crisis, but make them like a little bit harder, and that's pretty much the Velociraptor. And they're more abundant like them compared to like finding a semi-rare hunter like just lurking about. They're pretty abundant. The game's challenging and it's amazing.
It's also creepier.
Is it really?
To me, it is. Like, monsters chasing you isn't really anything crazy, but for some reason, when dinosaurs do it, it's just freakier.
Maybe it's because we know that they're like actually real. Monsters are a give or take situation.
Like, a modern day Dino Crisis would be pretty neato.
Oh yeah, easily. If it's in the same vein as Resident Evil 2, actually that'd be pretty scary. Because Resident Evil stops like having that horror feel after a bit, but Dino Crisis hits a little bit closer to home because you know they were real at one point. Probably like a more or less accurate portrayal of what they'd be like if they existed nowadays. Well, if they want to bring back Dino Crisis, I'm all for it. I'd play that in a heartbeat. Now, if only Konami could follow in Capcom's steps and give us IPs we have not seen in a long time, like Silent Hill and Duels of the Roses and Forbidden Memories. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon Simulator. Oh god, Forbidden Memories was a trip. Hope you like RNG, boys and girls.
It's the hardest game of all time.
It really makes you wonder though, like how we did this as kids.
I don't know.
Because nowadays, like games that we complete as kids would probably stress us out, and we'd be like, you know what, forget this. I'll go do something else and leave it away for a good amount of time before we come back.
Also, just to mention it though, Capcom never said or hinted at Dino Crisis. That was just what the fans want, or they're making their voices heard.
Then can we have Virgil playable in Devil May Cry 5? Because that's what most people have been waiting for. Like, we have mods on PC, but we want that official judgment cut, ultra anti-social nerd. We want him playable.
He is now playable.
Mortal Kombat 11. Kind of late, but no, actually, I think Terminator officially released recently. So if you don't have the Combat Pack, he's out now. You can go get him. There's a Halloween pack that consists of a kind of like a Jason skin for Cabal, but if you don't have the mask, he counts like Freddy Krueger because of the burns. Jade has a witch skin, and Liu Kang is like a Dia de los Muertos skeleton. It's $6 flat, not included in like the combat pack, right?
How do we rate the Terminator? Yay, nay, okay.
When did I buy the combat pack? Whenever I bought it, I legit played nothing but Terminator. I haven't even played Jade or Scarlet since I've bought the pack. And those two are easily my main characters to go play the game for. He's pretty fun. Haven't played him online because I haven't played online. I have not touched Combat League. I really don't care anymore. But he's fun. With the sawed off, it's not the best for zoning, but it's pretty good for harassing. The endoskeleton is cool. It looks cool. It sounds cool, but it's so awful. You can't jump. You can't crouch. You can't block because you have armor already. Your opponent has to be really low health. Like, I'm talking you could spit on them and they die low. Or you're about to throw the game. It's a skill that you have to equip. It takes up 2 slots. I think you have to get to 25 or 20% health. You kind of like do the same things to where you like fall back, but it all the like the flesh and stuff burns off. It looks so cool, but so bad. You legit can only jab people. It sucks. But I mean, if you win, he still does like the outro poses. Like if you have like the Harley Davidson outro or whatever, he still does it. It's pretty cool, but it's such a glass cannon. I don't think it's worth using all that often outside of like towers. Apparently, someone managed to get like a video, the victory screens for Sindel, Spawn, and Joker. Like you can see them, and they also managed to get like audio of the Raiden announcer voice, which I'm very hyped for. And they also got Fujin in that video. So for Combat Pack 2, we know Fujin's coming for certain now, or at least it seems that way. Too bad the video was deleted, but it was retweeted by one of the pro players in the scene. So that's interesting.
Activision has a blog post up because last week they're like, hey, we're not going to have loot boxes or supply drops in Modern Warfare. We'll have more info this week. Well, here's the info. This is from the Call of Duty team themselves. From the moment this project began 3 years ago, the energy has been extraordinary. We've set our sights on not only creating the best game possible this year, but also on breaking down walls and bringing the community together. Starting with Modern Warfare, we will be introducing crossplay to unite the community across platforms for the first time, removing Season Pass and a la carte DLC multiplayer map packs to ensure everyone can play together, delivering free post-launch multiplayer maps and modes for all players, releasing post-launch multiplayer maps and modes simultaneously on all platforms. So PlayStation doesn't get anything first. Everything releases at the same time for everyone. Maps and modes are free.
I gotta take it back. I gotta take my laugh back. I'm already giving my Warfare a 7 out of 10 because there's no season pass. I'm so tired playing games that have season passes. Infuriating. Crash Team Racing, season pass killed it. Black Ops 4, the game was already trash. Season pass killed it even harder. Destiny 2, I ragged on that game to hell and back. I'm still playing it now, and I'm actually enjoying it, but the season is killing me. I just want to play a game, and I don't want to focus on, am I going to level up this many times on the season pass? I'm tired of it. I blame Fortnite for it. I know Fortnite didn't create the season pass thing, but they really brought it into like public view, and I'm tired of it.
There's a reason I'm laughing. We'll get to it in a second. We are excited about what these changes will bring to Call of Duty players. With that said, we also recognize there's one more topic that many fans are interested to learn about. Today, let's address the basics for the in-game economy coming to Modern Warfare. We are introducing a new Battle Pass system, not a loot box system.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
I should have known when you started laughing. I believed in you, man.
All functional content that has an impact on game balance, such as base weapons and attachments, can be unlocked simply by playing the game. The new Battle Pass system will allow players to see the content that they are earning or buying. Battle Passes will launch timed to new post-launch live seasons, so you can unlock cool new Modern Warfare-themed content that matches each season. With the new Battle Pass system, players will also be able to earn COD points by playing the game. There will be both a free and premium version of the Battle Pass. New base weapons will be earned through gameplay. The Battle Pass and in-game store will feature a variety of cosmetic content that does not impact game balance. The Battle Pass system for Modern Warfare will not launch when the game releases on October 25th. First and foremost, we are all focused on making the day one experience awesome. Second, it's important to us that everyone who's playing Modern Warfare has the chance to work their way through the new game and unlock all the rewards that are waiting for you. We expect to launch this system for Modern Warfare later this year. Understandably, there are still questions around how the economy will evolve throughout the post-launch live seasons. We recognize this will take time to fully demonstrate. Please know we are committed to delivering a fair system guided by the principles we've outlined here, and will continue to monitor feedback and player engagement to help us achieve that goal. So, just like Fortnite, there will be a free and paid version of a Battle Pass.
Yeah, but how much is going to be paid for the premium?
Doesn't say. It says it's cosmetic only, so... It also says you can earn COD points in it, so I wonder if you'll get enough COD points where you can just buy the next one for free. It's that time of the month. The best-selling games of the previous month, this time for September 2019.
Do you remember?
I do remember. I remember a time when this game was on the list, but now it is no longer on the list. Moment of silence for Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Anthem.
Anthem fell off the list like a month after it came out. But Assassin's Creed Odyssey is no longer in the top 20.
R.I.P. Odyssey was a pretty good game, and the DLC was amazing.
It had a good streak.
Did they show up the last episode of the Atlantis?
We got a robot up in here, and I'm not talking about Craig.
What are you guys talking about?
You sounded like a robot for a second.
Is it auto tune?
Conspiracies. Weaver's a robot.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Oh,
Number
God.
20.
It hurts to laugh.
Yeah, your appendix probably exploded.
Hey, as long as I die, it's all good.
Exactly. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Number 19, Catherine. Number 18, The Spider-Man. Number 17, Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. Number 16, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
Hey.
Number 15, Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 14, Spyro Reignited Trilogy. 13, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Number 12, Grand Theft Auto 5. Number 11, Minecraft. Number 10, Mario Kart 8. Number 9, NHL 20.
What?
That'll fall off the list next month. Number 8, Code Vein.
I haven't seen gameplay, but surprisingly, despite seeing a lot of streamers that follow play it, and I keep hearing people say it's like dark, like with a weeaboo filter. So,
Alright, gonna skip that. Number 7, Gears 5. Number 6, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
No.
Yeah. The streak is over. It lasted 2 months. Number 5, Madden NFL 20. Football, dude. People love slanging that pigskin, bruh. Number 4, the remake of Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Number 3, FIFA 20.
oh God.
Number 2, Borderlands 3. And number 1 was a game I didn't even realize was coming out. Not only is it number 1 this month, but it is already the best-selling game of 2019. And that is NBA 2K20.
God has abandoned us.
You know, sometimes I wish that the world could burn.
In 1 month, it became the best-selling game this year. Every time people talk about NBA 2K, it's just complaining, yet they still buy it. So, I don't know. Borderlands 3 also jumped up to the 3rd best-selling game of the year. And both NBA 2K20 and Borderlands 3 are under Take-Two. So Take-Two is racking in the dough. Getting that money.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bills, y'all.
Yeah, you got some music stuff to catch up on. The floor is yours.
When was it? It was September 22nd. I think I don't know if I was off or I came home from work. No, I had work that day. Went home, 30 minutes, showered, ate, drove for at least an hour to League City in Texas to see Jinjer. And it was honestly amazing. I'd say Jinjer's really up there for me now. Like, even the supporting bands like Sumo Psycho and the Browning, they were pretty good too. You usually like see the crowd chanting for like the front man or front woman or whatever, but seeing all those people screaming for Eugene, their bass player, was amazing. Like, yeah, he had pretty much like the same amount of love that Tatiana gets.
I mean, his name's also Eugene, though. That's a pretty cool name.
Dude, watching him play the songs though was amazing. Like, it's amazing seeing like people play with their fingers now compared to picks. But the dude in front of me was like 6'8". I think most of the dudes, they were like 6'8", really.
It's always at concerts too. You can go like anywhere else in public and everyone else is just like normal height, but then when you go to a concert, that's when the giants appear.
I'm not that tall. I'm like, what, 6'1"? I'm not like the tallest guy in the room usually, but I can generally like kind of tower over a few people. But I've never seen so many people in the 6'5" and up region in my life, like in one area. They opened with Teacher, which got me really hyped because that was my favorite song off the EP. It was amazing because like usually when you see bands play, they play like the most popular stuff, and then they played stuff off like the Cloud Factory album, which was amazing. If I had to rate the concert, 10 out of 10. If I'm being
10 out of 10?
like, it blew Ice Nine Kills.
What?
I'm going that far. Like, I know how much I like Ice Nine Kills, but it blew them out of the water.
Well, you don't have to wait much longer because Jinjer's new album comes out this Friday.
I know. Novelist.
Head
Rush.
Yay or nay?
I'm feeling it.
Okay.
CA for me.
All right. Well, is it conspiracy time?
A conspiracy I actually to a degree, believe.
Ooh.
People hyped up the misinterpreted Mayan calendar with reset or whatever, and how we're supposed to die or whatever.
So you're saying we really did die on that day, December 21st, 2012, and that we became new people, but the same people that have no recollection of the old people.
Like, would we really be aware? It's like
No.
comics are 2D. They have their own world, so like, but they can't perceive that, oh, they're in a comic. They're being controlled by an outside, and that'd be us. So it could be the same.
It's like we're in a simulation.
Maybe.
We could die every time we go to sleep because your body like shuts down in a way. Like if there's an infinite amount of realities, you could just wake up in a new reality that's so similar to the one before. That doesn't seem like anything changed. But maybe that's the reason why you forget things. That is the one thing that does change. Is your mind forgets one thing each time.
But I mean, if we want to talk infinite realities, have you heard about the mole theory?
Heard of it.
It's like pretty much wherever you have like a mole in your body is attributed to how you might have died in the past life.
Oh, yeah.
So if I'm looking at my body right, I have one on my right leg. So I guess I got shot or something, or it got blown off or whatever. I have one where my vein is on my left arm. So I guess someone got pissed off with me, cut my arm off, and that bled out.
Stuck in a tree.
I know I have one on my left eye. Don't maybe blown off again. Someone really does not like me, and they like blowing my legs off.
Works with birthmarks too, right?
Oh, if it's birthmarks and I have one on my ankle, I guess someone shot me again, and there's a mole in my birthmark. So
I had one right under my chest. It actually disappeared though. It's not there anymore.
It was chocolate. Yeah, chocolate
It
on
was
it.
there for years, and then it just disappeared.
my favorite one though is on my neck. Like two perfectly symmetrical like dots, like placed evenly.
You got bit by a vampire.
Dude, I have those too.
Like I used to joke about being a vampire as a kid, but whenever we talk about vampires, we like to joke and say, "Oh, they're not real," or like, "Oh, you're like Twilight," or whatever. But it's like they don't always have to match what we deem them in media, because we could be wrong. Probably no, there really could be vampires like walking among us.
Yeah, there could be a vampire right now, man. There could be a vampire listening to our calls.
So one of the biggest conspiracy theories is 9/11.
Oh God, I think we should start out by saying the whole jet fuel can't melt steel beams thing is kind of dumb, because you don't have to melt it, you just have to heat it to like it's
Just gotta weaken it.
exactly.
Weaken it and the weight will do the rest.
Exactly.
There's a lot of people think it's an inside job. But there's some really dumb people that think the entire thing was a hologram.
I've heard that one. That's so
The
bad.
planes and the buildings too, were holograms.
There was CGI.
Like they never existed.
That's some really good CGI if it can fly miles and you can see the debris hit people on the floor. Should I assume that the people that jumped out of the buildings and turned into pink mist on the floor and stuff are also CGI?
Yeah, apparent to them, yeah.
Yeah.
But that would mean every single person in New York is in on this. And not just that, every single person that also visited New York is in on it as well. It's ridiculous. Also, people think that Saturn's involved, like the planet Saturn. They think Saturn's evil. That's where the devil and the demons are.
Wasn't Mars the one evil?
Mars being evil so 5 years ago. It's all about Saturn.
I can see why it's kind of dumb, but have you ever listened to like the audio that like comes from planets?
No.
Can you recreate the sound?
No,
Do it.
no,
Do
You
it.
sound like a dolphin.
no.
Waver, make a dolphin sound.
I don't know how this little dolphin thing.
Bark like a dog. I don't know.
Just try as your best you can
No.
with making a noise.
No.
Boo this man. Boo.
Boo.
It pretty much sounds like the whales and screams of the dams. And like, yeah, like hell is screaming.
Have you seen The Simpsons? How The Simpsons show predicts like a bunch of stuff?
Simpsons did it.
Even Biggie Smalls kind of talked about it. And it's not like he wasn't referencing like 1993's attack. He was referencing like Twin Towers. I want to say it was also Johnny Bravo. They referenced it in like a poster or something or a picture on like a wall. I can't remember the episode to save my life, but I'm fairly certain it was Johnny Bravo. We had like a 9/11 reference before it even happens.
What about the FEMA concentration camps?
You mean ICE? Or is this something different?
Something different. Yeah, so FEMA is the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and they help with disasters and stuff like that. But anyway, the theory is that they have secretly built concentration camps, and that if a major disaster happens in the United States and martial law is implemented, that they will bring people into these camps, pretend that they're helping these people, but in reality, they're concentration camps. Basically, people think the government's trying to kill us.
That's pretty dark.
What about the one about the 5 different species of aliens living on Earth right now?
Oh yeah, from the FBI. I'm pretty sure I told you about that one. It was in a declassified FBI document from like the 60s or 70s or whatever, saying like 5 to 8 different species of aliens have been living among us for a few years now, or at least around their time. It was a few years.
Can we know the names of each species that were living among us?
I do. I never got around to finding the document.
Yeah, reptilian shapeshifters.
Okay, we joke about that, but you have any idea how scary that'd be?
The phantom time hypothesis. That's it.
It's like, long story short, 3 rulers from 3 different kingdoms. Like I think it was the Ottomans, the Romans, and I think it was the Pope as well. They're like in on some kind of crazy like let's prank the world, bro, kind of thing, where it's like from the time period of, what was it, 1614 to 9/11, no pun intended or whatever, AD, never happened. So it's like we're not really in 2018, 2019. We're like in like the 1720s, early 1720s, realistically, because those 300 years did not actually happen. It's some real, you gotta lay off the weed type of theory, in my opinion. But it's also it's funny. Like, what if they really did do that? That's a pretty gnarly prank that they just pulled on humanity.
I have a huge one. Probably the biggest conspiracy theory in the last couple years. Whatever happened to Brian Stars?
I hate you so much right now. Isn't that annoying dude from like that lives in Japan and like tries to interview bands and they probably don't want to be there?
Whatever happened to him? Where'd he go?
Who cares? It's the better question. Yeah, it also feels good not seeing his videos being recommended to me on YouTube.
I had to throw a joke in there somewhere. I was riding in the back of a car once, and I was looking out the window, and I swear for a split second, a building disappeared. I could see right through it, and then it reappeared. Matrix glitched.
I was at work today. It was around the end of my shift. I was changing a tire on, what was it, Mercedes Benz, and we have dots on like on the outside tires, so we know to where like put the valve stem and all that. I swear on my life, I saw a red dot because I was also looking at like the numbers for see which side's inside and outside. No one saw the red dot. It was gone as well. It was on the tire anymore. Like, I know what I saw, but it wasn't there anymore. And it's kind of hard to miss a big red dot on the tire, on like the wall of the tire that you just like saw 2 seconds ago.
What about the homeless man?
I'm just busting all these stories out, aren't I? Okay, so there's a Whataburger near where I work, and you have to kind of pass through the highway or underneath at least to get there. And I don't really drive to work, like where I go get my food. I just skate there because why not? So dodge traffic, no biggie. Skated to Whataburger, got my food. On the way back, I see a homeless dude, and I'm like, do I talk to him or just go? But surely enough, fate's like, nah, dude, you're gonna drop your drink and you're gonna catch his attention. And I end up dropping my drink by mistake. And for like the next 20-ish minutes, I'm talking to this dude, and I can tell he's not really in the proper state of mind. Like we talked about metal though. He was pretty cool. I'll admit it. We talked about metal and stuff. Like we talked about Jinjer. We talked about Cannabis Corpse. And what caught me was when he like mentioned, "Oh, I am Cannabis Corpse," but like I was looking at his eyes, like I feel really uncomfortable right now, like really uncomfortable. and I can't stress this enough, do not take anything from homeless people ever. Like, no matter how nice, I do not take it. He offered me a cigarette, even though I don't smoke anymore. I was like, okay, cool. I managed to leave like maybe 10, 15 minutes later. I'm skating back to my job. I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to break that cold turkey streak, but you may not believe in God, but I will continue to praise the higher power that stopped me from putting that cigarette in my mouth, because I don't know if that was his spit, bird poop, or whatever on that cigarette. I yeeted that thing so hard. I'm forever grateful I did not put it in my mouth. I don't know what he possibly could have had.
Disease.
And I'm not going to... It kind of traumatized me.
Bumming cigs off a homeless guy. Jeez.
I didn't bum. He offered it. Piss off. He offered it. I was reluctant, but I was like, I don't want to seem like a douche.
What is the weekly pick of this week?
Sleep Talk by Dayseeker.
Sleep Talk by Dayseeker. Is that a song or an album?
Oh no, the album.
Oh, okay.
I was not expecting myself to like the album like this much. I thought Crooked Soul would be like one of those songs where it's like, yeah, it's okay. I'm not really gonna care about the bands. I found myself listening to like the songs daily on repeat. And I'd have to say it's a toss up between Starting to Be Hungry or that, Already Numb, and Gates of Ivory.
Waver.
I don't have a pick, but I got a trick to show you. You want to see it?
Sure.
All right. I call this Disappear.
That was so delayed. I call it Disappear.
He left. Guy's a magician. My weekly pick is the tribute concert that Linkin Park did for Chester. It's coming up on its 2 years. It's been 2 years since he died, but the concert was in October 2 years ago. And it's where they bring in like a bunch of their friends to sing songs, and it's just a good show.
So weird to think that's been 2 years already.
Some of the parts are just like when they do Numb, they don't have anyone sing it. Like the band is playing and the stage is all blacked out, but they have a light shining down on the mic stand with flowers on it, and then they just have the crowd sing the song. It's goosebumps.
That's actually really amazing.
And then they do it again for In the End, but Mike does his parts, and then the crowd does Chester's parts.
I'm actually glad they didn't use a hologram for him.
It was just a weird day though when he died. Like just a lot of weird things. When I was listening to the music, when Shadow of the Day came on, it started raining. And then later that night, when the song played again, it started raining again. It's even more sad, not just because he was from here, but like there was one video that made me come very, very close to crying. And it was for the song Iridescent. They have an official music video for it, but they did another one for a children's hospital.
Oh.
And it just has Chester in it. And it's just... it's hard to watch.
It takes a lot for me to cry, but I feel that would come pretty close, if not on the money.
I'll put a link to that in the description as well. Then I think someone in the comments said like one of the kids ended up dying too, and it's hard to watch.
I really can't do that. Like, kids dying is just a whole new level for me. But on less sad news, the creepy story of the week, which I can provide from firsthand experience.
Oh, firsthand experience.
Yes. So it was midday. I'm going about my shift.
I don't believe it.
Shut up. Yeah, it's midday. It's a Friday, and on Friday we stack our inventory respectively by aisle. And the way it is, like, once you enter a door, you can go to the right, but it takes a bit to get to the end of the room. Then you can go down. Pretty much the aisles are so separated, and the shelves almost reach the ceiling. So your only views are either to behind you or in front of you, or if you're lucky, you can see between like the inventory on the shelves, but not by much. So I'm looking for a specific item, and I'm listening to my music. I'm enjoying myself. I'm listening to, I think it was the Devil May Cry 5 soundtrack, one of the songs from that, something like that. And I swear on my life,
I could feel something feels off. Like I'm normally not like jumpy or anything, but I'm kind of always on edge because that's just how I've always been. But something feels off. Like you just know, like it's that warning. And I could see like in the reflection of my glasses, like behind me, someone is rushing me. When I say rush, I mean like they're going the whole 400 yards, and I can still see their features. But the crazy thing is, I turn around like about to throw an elbow because why would you be rushing me? Like, like kind of trying to defend myself. But the moment I turn around, no one's there. I had to sit down for a few minutes and just think, did I take any illegal substances by mistake? Am I hallucinating? Do I have like any disorders like taking effect or anything? I'm just in a complete state of disbelief and shock and like legitimate fear. Like I broke out in a cold sweat. And the crazy thing is like there's no air conditioning in that room, and you don't really sweat that much unless you're working hard. But I was working harder than anyone else with how I was like drenched at that point. Still visualize it, like the dude's face, like he wasn't like black as night, but it was like a humanly black. Like it wasn't like, oh, his face is pitch black forever, but like it was a pretty dark humanly like skin tone.
Shadow people.
No, like I could see his features though. Like he looked like a person. That's the crazy thing.
Like he had a nose.
Bald. He had like his nose wasn't slender, but it was kind of like average. It kind of reminded me like
I can't relate.
It kind of looked African American, like, but not at the same time. It was like maybe, yeah, it was kind of African American like, but like the lips were not too big, not too small. They're kind of like average. Those eyes though, like those have got to be some of the darkest eyes I've ever seen. Like piercing your soul dark. Like I know pitch black eyes don't really exist, but if they did, those would be his eyes.
Is this place built on top of an Indian burial ground?
Not that I'm aware of now.
Okay.
I'm kind of glad he wasn't real though, because he was pretty big, dude.
Maybe it was real though. Maybe it's one of your enemies from an alternate reality trying to merge into this reality to get you, but this reality's forces were too strong and it repelled them back.
All I know is I hate being back here by myself now.
I just have to give my story now. Ugh.
It's not gonna be one of those dumb creepypastas, is it?
Probably.
Like I hate the one that you mentioned. It's so old, but it still gets me every time. Like the poor dog, dude. Why?
I'm just going to random websites and reading stuff. I don't know. I gotta fart. I'm not gonna lie. Should I fart into the mic?
Bet you won't. Just know, even though I can't see you, just know I'm staring at you in disappointment.
I can't breathe.
That's the new one. Fart into the mic. That's a new one. That's just how it's gonna be now.
That's how you end arguments. You just fart into the mic.
I can't believe you did that.
Believe it.
How's it feel huffing your own farts, though?
I don't smell anything. Oh, my stomach hurts.
I just can't believe you did that, though.
I don't mess around. My creepy story. Mom told me to never go in the basement, but I wanted to see. It's about noises being made, and I just thought about the fart, and now everything's ruined. Everything is ruined. Alright, compose yourself. You're an actor. You got this. Mom told me to never go in the basement, but I wanted to see what was making. This is stupid. Everything's tainted. Oh, my gallbladder. There's no way I'm getting through this. Feels great. I just can't get past the first sentence. It's just saying that mom would never let them go into the basement, but they wanted to see what was making that noise. And every time I read it, I just imagine myself in the basement farting. Like people walk down the basement stairs to see what's making the noise, and I'm just there like a deer in headlights farting.
Is this the stream where you discover you have a fart fetish?
I'm gonna have to read this a different time. I can't get through it right now. Oh, my eyes are watery.
I guarantee you're going to remember it next week. This is just going to repeat.
Probably.
You just had to fart into the mic, didn't you?
You said I wouldn't. You challenged me, and I stepped up to the plate.
So if I say jump off the Golden Gate Bridge, are you going to do it?
Yeah. Squirrel suit. You know, sometimes we make mistakes. It's how we learn from them and move on. That's important.
That was not a mistake. That was you purposely indulging in something dumb.
Oh, my stomach. I think this is a good place to end it.
Thank you for listening, enduring, and we will catch you next week if the Illuminati do not kill us. Take care, peace, and chicken grease.
Later. I'll do it again, swear to God.
Don't you?
Don't I what? You just challenged me again?